All right, students, family, friends, teachers, and staff, I'm honored to welcome you to the Six Rivers traditional acknowledgement of members of our senior class. Today, we'll provide a brief window into the incredible students of the class of 2021. High school is a journey, and we've been lucky to share the ride with these very special people. And with that, first up is Miss Melanie Zapper.
Hi, my name is Melanie Zapper. I teach mathematics and theater for Six Rivers Charter High School. I've been here since we started 18 years ago. And I want to start today by talking about a student who was just a joy to have in the classes that I had her in. Her spirit lightens up a room, as does her smile. And I remember when she did her AAI summer work a few years back, I was blown away by her beautiful choreography and dance. And so, Ava Schiller, thank you so much for being you. You will always hold a special place in my heart. Then the next student that I'm going to talk about, I've also had the opportunity to have in drama for 4 years. What I love about this student is that I think I learn more from him than he learns from me. Definitely when it comes to technology, he is offering me help and insightful tech tools on like a daily basis, or at least a weekly basis, that are useful and I really appreciate. I've loved having his participation in class, both in person and virtually now. And so, Joe Zazzo, thank you so much for being who you are. Like I said, I think I've learned more than you sometimes than you maybe have learned from me. So thanks. The next student that I want to talk about, when I think about this student, the word perseverance comes to my mind. While I've had this student in math class and I still continue to work with her in math periodically, she joined my drama class 3 years ago. And at the time she said, oh, I don't really like talking in front of people. I don't know. And I said, well, we've got a tech portion. So if you're not comfortable talking in front of people, we can put you in with the technicians. Fast forward 3 years, she is my go-to for reading lines in class right now. My go-to when I need to put a facilitator in a group of students. She's helpful. She explains things to others. She's a great facilitator in a group. And so, Nicole, thank you so much for being a part of my class for the last 3 years. I really appreciate it. And then finally, this student I have had for 3 years in drama and 3 years in AAI. And the student who started on stage as an actress back in the Six Rivers Winter Performance has now been my go-to for the past 2 years for all things properties management. Last year, I sent her out right before a rehearsal. We needed a trash can, and she was on her way to Ace, picking up a metal trash can for the set and returning with that and other things that we needed. For being super dependable and creative, a great character on stage and off. Ayla Stebbins, thank you so much. And next up, Mr. Rowe could not be here in person today, but he did want to share his thoughts on Sean Wilson. So here we have Mr. Rowe from afar.
I'd like to say congratulations to the Six Rivers High School graduates today. And a big shout out to my main man, Sean Wilson, and his good brother, Parker, and Isaac, and Emma, and all of you. Congratulations and happy graduation.
Thank you, Mr. Rowe. And now next up, we have Ms. Kiritsy.
Hello, my name is Maureen Kiritsy, and I teach English and history at Arcata High School. And it's been both an honor and a true pleasure to have been able to have Parker Wilson in my classes these last 4 years. Honestly, I might have the title of teacher, but really it's I who've learned and grown the most from my student Parker. He's taught me so much, how to just have pure joy in the day-to-day goings on, happiness at greeting friends and colleagues daily, car makes and models, buses, engines, NASCAR diecast models, and YouTube, just to name a few things that I've learned. And then it's been amazing watching Parker grow and excel academically as well. His English and reading skills are top notch. Don't even try to beat him at spelling because he is the champ. Parker, you are a man with a plan for your future, and I know that we can't all wait to see how you're going to go out there and change the world and to get us to think in new ways. So congratulations again to you and Sean and Isaac on your successes and your graduation.
Hi, everyone. My name is Shannon Morago, and I taught at Six Rivers for 15 years and maybe 16. Can't remember. But it is my pleasure to introduce Emma Scott. And Emma Scott came to Six Rivers from another state, from another school, from another life, really. And when she came to Six Rivers, she basically set our pirate ship on fire and took the helm. And she had the helm this year, and she has had many different roles over her years at Six Rivers. It's hard to even talk about all of them. First and foremost, though, I think she is a scholar, and I think probably we would all agree with that. She's also a politician. President this year. She's also an activist, started an equity committee this year. She's a board member. She was a student representative on the Northern Humboldt School Board member. She's also a mathematician and a scientist. And probably most importantly, she's a sister and she's a daughter and she's a good friend. Emma in class was curious, analytical, she's serious, she's determined, she's kind. She's a little stubborn, which probably serves her well, and a lot focused. Emma is off to my alma mater, UC Davis. She's going to study biology and has some ideas for pre-med. And Emma, as you dive into your next adventure, I have no doubt that you will do it with your keen sense of curiosity, with all of your determination, and that's a lot, and your absolutely understated work ethic. It was an absolute joy to interact with you as you grappled, as you used your imagination, as you basically just strove to understand whatever you were doing really, really deeply. So I wish you the best, and as you move into your next chapter, it's been a joy working with you. This next student I want to talk about is Eli Lancaster. Easygoing, kind, curious. Eli also came to us from another place. However, he did not take the helm of the pirate ship. He took the helm of a mountain bike. And Eli's passions are outside and not necessarily in the classroom. And he brought to the classroom an economical and efficient way of doing school, which was wonderful. But every once in a while, you'd see him over there kind of with his face crunched up, and he was thinking something curious, and he'd raise his hand, or you'd come over and he'd really ask a question that you could tell he was considering things deeply. So you knew that even though Eli's passions might have lied, maybe other than science or maybe other than school, you know that he was thinking deeply about what he was doing. So Eli, I know that as you dive into your next chapter, that you'll do it with that same kind of economical efficiency that you always showed, and also a passion for whatever it is you're pursuing.
Well, greetings. I'm Ron Perry, and the proud principal of Six Rivers, and today I have the good fortune to honor Aiden Biglow. Aiden arrived in her junior year right before the pandemic struck, so her time with us in the typical setting was short. Yet Aiden shares that the thing that she'll remember most about Six Rivers is its atmosphere, the way it felt, she says. She's thankful for her teachers, and she's proud to be a pirate. And during the pandemic, I've gotten to know Aiden quite well, and it's a shame that she didn't have ample opportunities to add to our culture and add to our atmosphere, because she is an individual of high character, in my opinion. Like everyone else, COVID wasn't easy for Aiden, but I'm really proud of the way she persevered. When faced with an enormous challenge, she rose up and met it. Her effort in the past semester has been more than just a little impressive. It's been incredible. She's shown courage and resilience, and she's a talented artist. who thinks that one day she might give you a tattoo. So line up now and get your tattoo. Aiden is a free spirit who, in her words, in her future, will go wherever the world takes me. So that's Aiden Bigelow. Next up is, I'd like to share a little bit about Zeta Kalovich. Zeta is full of energy and seems to move in perpetual motion. In that spirit, Zeta would come flying in for independent study this year on an electric scooter and then slam to a stop, his wide, crazy smile across his face. And just like that, in class and in his mind, he never stops moving. Zeta is enthusiastic about those who've impacted him at Six Rivers. He's quick to share his appreciation for Morago, for Kitchen, for Froloff, all of his teachers. He genuinely appreciates the people who make up this community. He's quick to praise his classmates. Specifically, he credited Max and Aiden for helping him get fit. He is sweet, kind, honest, and he is a thinker. In conversations with Zeta, his ideas stretch far beyond the classroom to innovations that could potentially change the world. Zeta has worked hard during the pandemic and has maintained a full-time job during this time. He's described as indispensable by his boss. He's worked to meet the challenge of being a student during this time as well, and I'm proud to say he's persevered and continued to think about what might be. Zeta is a character full of big ideas, generosity, and kindness. Congratulations, Zeta. Next up is Marley Harris. And the journey I've traveled with Marley is one that I will not forget. From the very beginning, Marley and I were connected because his father was actually one of my students in one of my first years of teaching. And Marley is a wrestler. So during Marley's freshman year, he struggled in his classwork and he had to use his waiver to keep competing in wrestling. And at that time, we discussed wrestling goals, but we also, more importantly, discussed goals for the classroom and a plan to achieve them. Key among those goals was that one day Marley would be both a league champ and would be on the honor roll. I continue to meet with Marley and his mom on a regular basis and discuss his progress on the mat and in the classroom. And Marley began to figure it out. And gradually he acquired habits for success. In his sophomore year, he was league champ and his grades began to inch up, not by leaps and bounds, but incrementally. And Marley took in the advice provided by his teachers and his parents and began to put him in practice. Over time, Marley became more and more independent and he learned to lean on others for support. In his junior year, Marley was named outstanding wrestler at the league championships and was a match away from going to state wrestling tournament. And he was almost on the honor roll. In the first semester of his senior year, Marley achieved his goal. Marley kept his eyes on the prize and was part of the honor roll. When asked what he's most proud of during his times at Six Rivers, he unhesitantly says, first and foremost, that it was earning a place on the honor roll. And there was more to his journey. Marley has grown to be a solid young man. He's quick to smile, quick to laugh with friends. He's quick to provide support for others. And he's a good friend, a good teammate. And he appreciates those who have supported him along the way. According to Marley, Six Rivers, he says, Six Rivers is the most supportive place I can think of because of its awesome teachers. And we all think that Marley's pretty awesome too. So that's Marley Harris. Next up, wearing his special outfit today, I want to turn it over to the one and only Chef Nel Kalson.
Hello, I'm Chef Kalson. I've been here at Arcata High School and teaching many Six Rivers students for the last 5 years. It's been my pleasure. One of the Six Rivers students that I've enjoyed the most, I think, it's been Max Haynes. If I had Max for another year, I may be the first high school culinary program to receive a Michelin star. But that said, I really appreciate Max and the fact that he needs no convincing that mise en place and a sense of urgency and giving 100% to everything it just comes naturally to him. He's a tremendous learner and he loves to learn, and I don't often trade esoteric culinary gastronomic books from the 17th century with students, but with Max, it's very easy to do this. And we have good discussions, and I can't wait to see what he does, even if it's not in culinary. I'm sure that he's going to be very successful in whatever he does. And I'm grateful to have had Max in my class. Look forward to cooking with him every time that we get together. Yeah, absolutely. The other student is Aiden Davis, Unflappable Aiden. I have gone full, double, maybe even triple Gordon Ramsay in Aiden's face on multiple occasions. And I'm glad none of you saw that, but none of my colleagues saw that, but Aiden will take it without changing expression, without any movement, and just carry on as usual, sometimes correcting the behavior and sometimes not. But I appreciate Aiden's thick skin and ability to learn and grow. He's progressed tremendously from someone, and I'll remind him of this, who would kick over buckets of water and walk away, and to someone who focused the whole semester on just making brioche and perfecting it, and really growing as a cook and a student and a person. And I really have enjoyed having Aiden Davis also in my class. And I have to, at some point in this, combine their names, Max and Aiden, because they are quite the duo. And in combination, the humor and enjoyment that they bring to my classes, I'm really going to miss them, especially Aiden reminding me that I can't say certain things to students, and Max correcting every single mistake that I make. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Chef Kalson. Next up is Miss Ralulu.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tara Ralulu. I'm the resource specialist teacher here at Six Rivers, and I think it's been about 10 years now, so been here quite a while. For those of you who know Josiah Class, you know that he's been through more at 18 years old than most of us adults have been through in our entire lifetimes. But he keeps coming back with a smile day after day. Josiah doesn't let anything keep him down, and that is how I know that he will be successful in whatever path he takes in life. He will help people and brighten their lives like he has brightened ours at Six Rivers for the past 3 years. Josiah, it has been my pleasure to be your teacher, and I can't wait to see what life has in store for you. I wish you all the best and hope that we hear from you often in the coming years. My next student, I feel like Corey Morris and I have been bonded since the day this class came for their I Want to Be a Pirate Day in 8th grade. He shares a name with one of my best friends, so that was the first thing I noticed. But when he and Nicole were waiting for their ride after lunch that day, we had a chance to talk, and I knew that he was somebody special. Since that day, I've seen him grow from a kid who needed a lot of support in all of his classes to a young man who has become so independent that he rarely needs any help anymore. Corey, I can't believe you're graduating today. Maybe it's because I'm carrying twins of my own, but the importance of this day is really hitting me right now. Please keep in touch so that I can continue to be proud of you as you reach all of the goals you have set for yourself. Sorry. Damian Paulson is another student I will never forget meeting when he was in 8th grade. After meeting him, I remember crossing my fingers that his name would be drawn in our lottery that year. I just knew that he would be a good fit for Six Rivers and that we would be a good fit for him. Damian is one of the kindest people I have ever met. He is a wonderful presence in class, a great friend, and important member of the Six Rivers community. Damian, I hope to see you continuing your art and finding a path that truly makes you happy. You will be loved wherever you go and will do well in anything you set your mind to. If you go into interior design, please let me know and I'll have you come work on my dream house. Isaac Wilson is a truly unique young man. He can often be very serious, but has a great sense of humor. He's another student who came into high school with obstacles to overcome, and now he's one of the most independent people I know. We have some of the best conversations about history, and I always learn something from him when we talk. Isaac, I know that you have many options in front of you and that you will succeed in whichever one you choose. Whether it be an IT or criminal investigation or something you discover along the way, the community will benefit from your intelligence and hard work. Please come back and visit and let us know what path you choose. Six Rivers will miss you.
Next up is a very special guest wearing his very best Friday attire and back and better than ever, tan, rested, and ready, Reid Kitchen.
Oh, well, thank you for that introduction. Yeah, I was very honored to be able to be part of this graduation. It probably will be one of my last graduations ever. So it's really special to me that I was invited. So I thank you guys. This class was honestly my favorite class of all at Six Rivers. And that was out of like 6 to 8 years. I can't remember, but you guys are just amazing. You always will have a special place in my heart. I felt like I could really be myself in this class with all of you. We laughed, we teased, we got serious. We talked about some serious topics, some great things. You guys challenged me because I was like, oh, you got to watch this documentary. I love this documentary. So we watched Game Changers, which is a documentary on veganism and plant-based diet, and they totally called me. I'm like, well, are you, Mr. Kitchen? Are you plant-based? And I said, well, okay. So ever since then, I've been a vegetarian. So I always will think of this class of pushing me to and calling me out on what I was putting out there. So they played jokes on me. They did we had donut runs. We just had a great time, and I felt like I could really be myself. So I had the honor to choose a few students. It was a really hard choice, but my first student is Blake Jackson, and Blake, he is an amazing person, so full of love and compassion. And I think he started calling me his history dad, I think at the start. I thought that was really weird, but then I realized that that's Blake, you know, and Blake would give me a hug every day, and I would come home to my wife and say, I have a hugger. And I actually would look forward to those hugs, Blake, and it really was kind and important to me, I think, as it was to you. Blake is an amazing musician. He is so good at the steel drums. It's a pleasure to watch you play and be up on that stage and have that confidence to be up there. And you were so helpful for me as a teacher. I didn't really have a teacher's aide, and you became my personal teacher's aide. Even though you're supposed to be doing your schoolwork in class, you really liked helping me with grading and doing all those things and making sure that the kids wouldn't mess around with a sub, and I could rely on you and trust you. And I really appreciated you having you in my classroom. And I'm really looking forward to your successes. And I know that you have overcome a lot of challenges, and I'm looking forward to seeing you conquer even more. So hats off to you, and I'm so proud that you're graduating. It's a great thing. So awesome. I had the pleasure of my next student is Atreyu Baker Rogers. And Atreyu put a smile on my face every day. He would come in and just be happy, and he loved to tease. And so as some of you might know, my nickname Kiki, which I do not like at all, went away, and I was very happy. It disappeared for about a semester or more, but guess what? Guess who brought it back to remind everybody? Atreyu. That's right, Atreyu. You were the one that brought it back, and I was like, I'm gonna strangle you. But anyways, it was a good joke, and it still hasn't died. So, oh well. But Atreyu was good at playing pranks on me. Him and Max teamed up, I think, one time, and they put a speaker in the trash can. And so during lectures, the speaker would go on, and I couldn't find it for the longest time. That's just one example. There was other examples where I brought a bunch of stuff that I was going to take to the dump, and Blue's like, "Are you throwing that away, Mr. Kitchen?" And some of you might know Blue loves getting garbage and turning it into something. And Treyu and then were out running to my car and grabbing all this stuff and bringing it back in. And of course, it wasn't a distraction or anything, but that was a classic one. But Treyu, I really appreciate your good, positive attitude and your smile. And I think that you're gonna do great after high school. If you keep up that good attitude and look at life as something that can be fun and entertaining. And you definitely kept the class on their toes and made good jokes, and always would nag me to watch movies that we weren't supposed to watch, like Step Brothers, for example, and things like that. So it was fun having you guys, and I'll miss all of you. And thanks for being an awesome class, and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Kitchen. Next up is Mr. Tim Clewell.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, my name is Mr. Clewell, or Tim Clewell. I'm the fine arts teacher here at Six Rivers Charter High School. I also have quite a few Six Rivers students in my AAI classes as well. I teach Art 1, 2, 3, and 4 for Six Rivers Charter High School. And I get the pleasure of talking first about Isla Buck. So I first met Isla about 3 years ago. She was an emerging artist at Six Rivers. She came into the class with, already pre-established technical skills. She could draw, she could paint to some degree. Her ability to shade and create the illusion of depth was already pretty good. But in the years that I've known her, she's continued to grow those technical skills. Her curiosity has led her not only to become a better technical artist, but it's also been instrumental in her ability to really kind of develop her conceptual skills and abilities. Her art is really personal oftentimes and really reflective. It's true she's able to incorporate a good deal of spatial depth in her work. She's a very technical artist, but she reveals the depth in her humanity and her self-reflection in her daily interactions as well with people. I really wish you the best, Isla, and congratulations. I hope you continue to make art. The next person that I have the distinct honor of talking about is Sarah Jane Christensen. So I met Sarah Jane kind of around the same time. It was 3.5 years ago in my art class at Six Rivers. She came into my class about halfway through the year. So she was just, getting adjusted to the climate of Six Rivers Charter High School. And she acclimated pretty well in my class. She was an incredible artist to get from the get-go, and she continued to develop her skills as she, kind of made her way through my art class. She proved herself to be a really thoughtful and caring person who was excellent at expressing herself through her art. Her art was really emotive. Being a thoughtful and caring, introspective person, Sarah Jane poured those emotions into her work in both Six Rivers Art, and she was also part of AAI for a while. I'd have the opportunity in those classes to discuss Sarah Jane's other creative pursuits, and it was really evident that she had a lot of them. She was not only a visual artist, but she was also a musician as well. So we kind of nerded out on quite a bit of music, and so I found quite a bit of commonality with her as a musician and as a person who enjoyed music as well. I'm proud to have had such an amazing creative student such as Sarah Jane come through the Six Rivers Art Program and AAI. Congratulations, Sarah Jane.
Thanks, Tim. And next up, I would like to introduce the dynamic duo of Team Froco.
All right, thank you, Mr. Perry. I'm Dorian Koczera.
And I'm Meghan Froloff.
And together we are Team Froco.
Don't leave me hanging.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Today is Wednesday, June 9th, 2021. On this day in history, in 2021, the class of 21 graduated from Six Rivers Charter High School during a global pandemic.
Fact of the day, this is the first tandem bulletin Ms. Froloff and Mr. Koczera have done since school closed in March of 2020.
Quote of the day, it's a great day to be a pirate, Ron Perry.
Joke of the day, how do tall people graduate, Mr. Koczera?
At the top of their class.
Oh, in general announcements, Chris Borden. Hey, Chris, remember when I called you Nick all those times? As I've told you before, you are now the one true Borden. Sorry, Nick. That seems like a million years ago. I can't help but smile when I think about the good old days and sixth period study skills when you and Emma sat in the front row and would listen to me prattle on about what book I was reading. You're so kind. You always listened intently to me and act amazed when I told you about plot twists. You've always had a great sense of humor and humored all of us teachers. And your humor often tells us the truth. If it wasn't for your mind-blowing column, Borden Reviews Distance Learning, I wouldn't know how awful breakout rooms can be. Thanks for always telling us the truth and being so kind about it. Never lose those qualities. They're going to serve you well.
Do you like being thanked at the end of a hard day's work? Do you appreciate phenomenal multi-talented artists, chefs, writers? Do you love a good laugh? Then you'll love the first student that I'll be speaking for, Akira Johnson. Akira has absolutely earned a spot in the Six Rivers Manners and Courtesy Hall of Fame. I don't think a class has ever gone by without Akira thanking me at the end of it. And believe me, Akira, your teachers appreciate that more than you know. Akira has also been such an incredible friend to many during her time here. It's been such a treat to have you in class over the years. Your kindness, sense of humor have truly made our classes a better place to be. Thank you for everything, Akira.
Hey, Gail Cornwell. I'll never forget coming to school each morning and seeing all the Blue Lakers huddled around you as you told stories and anecdotes with your classic wit. And every time I stand in front of room 703, I still look to the left and see the circle table that you anchored as a veteran journalist for so many years. I always loved putting new journalists at that table because I knew you'd show them the ropes. What I remember most of all is all the times that I came to you with big asks. Gail, can you write a super long, super serious article? Gail, can you copy edit everything? Gail, can you make a yearbook cover? And you always said yes and did a fantastic job. Keep it up. You will always be my journalism kid.
Do you appreciate kind, hardworking students? Want to hear about the accomplishments of an incredible four-year pirate? Do you want to celebrate a skilled multi-sport athlete graduating high school? Then join me in honoring River Klein. It has been an absolute pleasure getting to know and teach and coach River over the past 4 years. River has been a dedicated basketball, baseball, mountain bike, and esports athlete during his time at Six Rivers. On the court, it has been my privilege to be his coach, and I appreciate all the hard work that he put into the team during his time here. He truly embodied what it meant to be a Six Rivers Pirate. He is a kind and hardworking young man who will be greatly missed by his teammates, students, and staff alike. Congratulations, River.
Hey, Blue. You never cease to delight and amaze me. Your growth these last 4 years has been so exciting to watch. You have an essential self that is so cool. You see value in so many things, whether it's a little detail from a story that you explore further, a compelling question that you ask the class to delve more deeply into a topic, or a treasure you find on the side of the road. I didn't realize how much I missed you showing me the interesting things you found around town until you alerted me the other day that a random shopping cart was next to my classroom. There's weird and interesting things all around us, and you are one of the few people who actually notices things. Never lose that. To think that you have come from being a rather quiet freshman to the master of our class Zoom chat. And you are an award-winning journalist, graphic designer. Your thoughtful contributions to my classes over the years are greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Do you appreciate a great sense of humor? Like inconsistent sleep schedules, but really consistent attire? Do you love to argue the mundane? Then you'll love the next student I'm about to speak for, Anton Marvinsky. Anton has been a pirate only for a short amount of time, but has made a large impact on his classes. His unique perspective and hilarious sense of humor have been greatly appreciated by everyone. Anton and I love to argue, and for anyone that knows me knows that I only passionately argue in that way with those that I love the most. So there isn't much better compliment I can give than that. Anton, thanks for all the great times we've had over the past couple of years. You will be missed.
Hey, Savannah Mae, part of the Six Rivers, North Carolina squad. I'm so very glad you chose to come to our school sophomore year. You continually impress me. You are quiet, but very funny. You were nervous to step up and do a live debate, but you did and nailed it. You always choose the most interesting topics in journalism to write about, and they are never an easy choice. You are seriously a wonderful writer and continue to challenge yourself. Your talents extend beyond into the realm of art. I truly treasure the dinosaur painting you did for Nate. It hangs proudly in his room, and I am not going to let him have it when he moves out. It's mine. Keep being your amazing and talented self. Congratulations.
Want to hear about a 4-year pirate who has great taste in music? Do you like loud vehicles that you can hear from blocks away? Appreciate those who have shown tremendous growth and leadership skills during their time at Six Rivers? Then you'll love this next student, Roland Mitchell. Roland has grown into an incredible student during his time at Six Rivers. He has shown solid leadership skills in his work as a landscaping foreman, and he always works hard and has been successful in every class that I've had him in. Not only that, but he's always enjoyable to have a conversation with, whether it's about music, his job, or his new car. Roland, thank you for all the hard work you've done over the last 4 years. You've truly made our school a better place.
Hey, Koczera, why did Kevin eat his homework?
Because you told him it was a piece of cake.
Hey, Kevin, we've never had a student question anything in class so hard. And we're not talking about why are we doing this or what are we doing questions. We're talking about the big ones like, so we don't have control over anything, or what really is the meaning of existence?
You often left us dumbfounded and scrambling. You made us all question just about everything. You were the asker of unanswerable questions, and you often present incredibly entertaining answers.
And sometimes those answers are 3-page descriptions of getting lost on a backpacking trip with a moral at the end of the story when the assignment was to write 5 sentences.
Kevin, you are an incredible thinker, as evidenced by your top-notch camel hiding places, and you're excellent at communicating your thoughts through humor, discussion, and writing.
Keep it up, Kev. And that was a Tandem Bulletin Friday.
Woo!
Well, wonderful job by the staff. I want to end by thanking all the parents and students and teachers here that are going to gather and celebrate this graduation on June 9th. Six Rivers staff feels very, very supported by its parents. We are very thankful that we're part of this community. And I would like to acknowledge the team of teachers who have worked so hard under incredible circumstances during the past year, and in my opinion, have risen to meet the challenge. And though they didn't say anything, I want to, in particular, thank and acknowledge the newest members of our pirate crew, Miss Cynthia Mansourian, give a wave, and Miss Bethany Schmidt, and Miss Amber Pegg, and though she's not here, Miss Tyler Davis. And of course, I want to thank our pillar of strength, our source of much wisdom, Mr. Al Giddis. This is indeed an incredible crew of pirates, and I feel really thankful every single day to be here. And we'll feel the loss of this class, but I know that we'll look forward to seeing you do incredible things in the next level. So most importantly today, I want to thank and congratulate the wonderful graduates today and their accomplishments. And I wish you all the very, very best in your future. So congratulations, class of 2021.
Woohoo!
Hey, congratulations.
Woo! That was so awesome.